Yeah. I think it'll be fine. Like, because to be honest, you got to have at least some. Even the greatest laners will probably go down in that scenario. And Decado has been having a good series. Had a great game one, loads of damage dealt. Still very much focusing on the AP mage setup here. Of course, Asol is I don't know if you can call it necessarily a mage, but he has just kind of put big kind of circles and areas of damage down on the field. So I feel like he still sort of meets the definition. Enough for Decado to still be good at it, that's for sure.
He's a mage, right? And Dinkato's gonna play it like a mage if he's not. And then what's gonna happen
play
is
Dinkado stuff in the mid lane. He's gonna play it like himself, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. You could give him Zed, he'll play it Dinkado style, right? It doesn't matter for him.
He's like poking with shurikens all game. He's got like maximum AD, it's crit, like crit maximum AD Zed. He's just throwing out shurikens, refusing to ult. Ults for safety only.
Yeah, pretty much. As we see these bot lanes going leashless and not even trying to hide it, right? They're like, you know what? You don't even know where a jungler is going to start. Ranger and Carioca both getting the dark starts here. So I think that really favors the Sejuani specifically. Viego, typical champion that likes to full clear. I would have recommended the Udyr, but that's just me being biased if you're going to play a champion like that. But Ranger, that reset potential is so disgusting, right? Lava with the follow-up as well. This duo of Lava Ranger, especially Annie Viego, they can just run the rift, right? Skirmishes be damned. The moment Ranger gets a reset, it's almost game over for Pain Gaming. Now, Pain Gaming, they've just been known to weather the storm. They've been really good at kind of playing from behind. They've been the smarter team. They've shown that in game one. But Los have, in my opinion, have just drafted something even more aggressive, I would say, than the Sejuani Trust. I feel like Viego Annie goes quite hard in the mid lane.
It does go rather hard. That it does. And I think that the mid-jungle duo for Los Grandes, very important for this team. We know that Natuno and Zaya are going to pop off. And with Hero on the Scion, it's quite low variability, this kind of pick for him. So Lava and Ranger really are going to have to be some sort of a difference maker. They're going to have to be the reason that Los Grandes come out of this early game looking even better. Pain Gaming, they don't win the early game that much. For a team that ended first in the regular split, they really don't crush the lanes that often. But time and again, it's the mid game where they will just out macro you, they'll outmaneuver you, and they will just grab the lead back. They'll nickel and dime you down, and before you know it, they're on top of the game.
Yeah, they'll beat you for your lunch money. They'll take your milk money, right? They'll push you up against the wall and say, you know what? I'm tired of being bullied as Natuno is just going to skate on over here. But
they'll convince you to give them your lunch money. Like, you just like realize that, hang on, why don't I have my, and like, oh shoot, no.
they'll just democracy you into submission real quick. No violence at all. A Zion Ranger, I predicted 2 deaths for Dinkado. This can't be one of them, right?
No, number one, potentially on the cards. Dinkado knows something is up. He's sitting very far back. In goes the camouflage from Ranger. And the Assault will simply slide away. Now Karaoke around the corner. Might look to punish Lava. Caught up in the black hole. Damage rotating over as well. Annie dropping down below half. Ranger runs into the Pain support and forces him to retreat. And they will step away, but we expected aggression, Shibby, and we got the 3-man level 3 dive that is continuing into the follow-up onto Karaoke. If they can get that early reset, it's going to be massive for Ranger, but it's first blood for Dinkado. Lava looking over like, we're still going? What?
Dinkado hits Ranger with the morning breath. Absolutely lethal right now. 1-0 for Dinkado. It says, I'll pick that up. Nice and easy. Ranger, they had the face check. Karaoke face check didn't do him, but they just didn't have the damage ready, right? And Sejuani passive, absolutely turbo busted. Damage is there as well. And now the aggression goes in on the Zay and Natuno.
Zaya to flash away. Did get rooted by the Blade Caller. Takes a lot of damage, but will still be able to pop the potion and hang around. Natuno, popping the Ghost on top of that one. Doesn't get too much value. Damage rotates mid, gets a lot done. Comes back bot, grabs the Summoners. This Rakan is looking great for him. It's his most played of this playoffs run for him. And we have to keep raising that question, is that why Los Grandes don't play this champion? It's quite good.
They don't like it. They don't care. They're the Thresh or Philios kind of lane. You know, they're being contrarian, and it's not really working out for them. As now this first dragon is being picked up. Cloud Dragon, the best dragon to get in the first rotation. It guarantees you one of the better souls here. I like this pickup from Pain Gaming, using that mid lane pressure, using that bot lane pressure. Hey, we blew the summoner spell for Zai and Natuno. Let's turn this into a dragon. As now Infernal is going to be the second dragon, so we could get a mountain, an ocean, or even a hex tech or chem tech here, which would all be really, really good for Pain Gaming. I think quietly though, Lava is going to just drop the bear on him.
Yeah, trying to push Dinkedo around, trying to stamp a bit of dominance here. Dinkedo had just committed the TP. If he can shove him out of lane again, it will be pretty frustrating, as he does have a big CS lead to play with, does Lava. He's been using the Annie to try and bully, but that first blood gold means that Dinkedo doesn't really care about that.
Yeah, he's at the Catalyst plus tier ready to go. He's going full scaling. He's sitting back in his lounge chair, just going to wait for when he gets that massive, massive evolved ultimate. And it's just going to put so much work into these team fights, right? Ranger, Lava, Natuno, Zai. These guys are very, very squishy. They get hit with that comment, it's going to chunk them down to half health, most likely.
Yeah, it's going to stun them up, knock them up, and kill them all in the one go. Such is the ASOL guarantee. And here it will be watching on with a stony expression, I imagine, on this Scion, as Weiser currently proxying in the top lane, because why not, I suppose, and does at least get some good deep vision to keep track of this Viego.
Ooh, and I like Lava's, rune choice here, opting in for the spell book. Really nice. Understands that, if I go comment, I'm not going to get too much value. Electrocute isn't going to be able to do too much, so he wants to be more flexible. He wants to be able to maybe have access to things like the Ghost, potentially the Barrier, or even Exhaust, and turn these fights around. And I like the fact that Annie, one of the champions, is not too reliant on the rune choice here. So really smart pickup. I want to see how he uses it. So far, unfortunately, a kill was gifted over to Dinkedo, but everything's been relatively quiet. Weiser has been a little bit better in that top lane than the Gnar Kennen matchup. Sejuani unable to really get too much done. Kind of was gifted that assist, I would say, from Ranger and Zai face checking. But overall, I think Pain Gaming, if they're allowed to play this game this way, they're just going to come into this mid game a very scary beast.
Absolutely. That team fight is going to be terrifying from Pain Gaming. They're allowed to keep it going. They're going for the dive onto Zai. They don't land Sejuani ultimate. Natuno peppering him down with the burst fires. But Sejuani can wall them off. Ranger over the wall, finds the stun onto B-Boy. They really want this carry. Again, he's looking for the resets. Can he find them? Natuno drops his opposite number as Ranger keeps on chasing. Karaoke drops ever lower. And now the Viego passive comes through. It's disaster for Pain on the dive. And Los Grandes really needed that.
They get the dive, but at what cost, Trajan? They pay for it in blood. 3 members go down for Pain Gaming, and all the kills go on to all the right targets. Natuno picks up the double. Ranger picks up a kill for himself as well, and has seemingly made up for the mistake in the early game.
Yeah, I think he's okay with it now. I think he's gotten over that one. He's looking forward. We move on. We move up. As Lava's going to grab that plate in mid lane as well. The Los Grandes comp is so designed around enabling and setting up Natuno and Ranger. Natuno to pop up in the fights, Ranger to get the resets. Everyone is trying to get them in a position to do their job, and that is, as you said, exactly where the gold wants to be. So, Los Grandes, they get the lead back, they have a first successful counterplay, and let's see what they can do with this one, as Weiser is trying to keep an eye on them, doing this Herald. Ranger still working on it. Karaoke on the way over, as Ranger grabs the objective. Zai will keep the vision there, pops the shield onto Viego, and it is thinking like they'll just back away there. They've got the Herald, they don't need to force that fight. But Natuno is left on his own, and he's going to be shoved around.
Poor Natuno, down 20 CS, 2 plates going over. He's like, Zai, please help me. As now Natuno is going to be the apple of their eye.
He's got no summoners, he's got no ultimate. B-Boy with the last feather finds it. And Natuno, he couldn't wait. He didn't want to sit around and lose that full wave in the plates, and he steps just a hair too far forward. And now the kill's been farmed back.
Yeah, now more turret plates, more gold going into the favor of B-Boy and damage. Zyra Khan getting ever scary now. Pain Gaming, despite the fumble in the bot lane, despite losing the Rift Herald in top, and also getting that popped in the mid lane, B-Boy is just miles above Netuno right now, almost 1,000 gold ahead of his counterpart. B-Boy sitting pretty right now.
Very comfortable as the Xayah. Hasn't quite popped the cull, but it's coming very shortly as we see the mythics start to hit the inventories. 2 on either side, mid jungle for Loss, mid and bot for Pain Gaming. And we're yet to see those first big fights where the Aurelion Soul ultimate can start becoming a factor. Of course, even early on, without as much Stardust collected, it's not going to be too impactful. That late game is really where we're going to feel the A-Soul's impact. And with the Dragon live now, Los Grandes seem like they're up to position around it. They want to fight again. They want to keep control of this game. So they get stunned onto B-Boy. Onto that target. Half his HP disappears in a flash. But he's still got a tower to play with. Here comes Ranger with the Heartbreaker. Steals the Xayah for him. Flashes away. Has the blade caller of himself. But goes all out is Wiser. And it's the 1-for-1 jungler for bot lane. Hear it. TP's top lane doesn't want to commit to this fight. But I don't know if they want to Dragon without all their members. Without their ever-strong B-Boy.
Ooh, they're saying the jungler is down. We're going to opt into here. Aurelion Sol pushing the bot lane as well. Denkato should be enough. But I think if Los make a concerted effort to stop this, they might be able to win it here. Instead, they're saying, you know what? We lost our jungler. Here it is top. I don't want anything to do with this dragon. Second dragon going over to Pain Gaming. That's a Hex Tech Soul on the menu now. Pain Gaming, 2 dragons ahead. Netuno doesn't have any summoner spells available. Will be fine. Those spots him out. Was looking a little dicey as Denkato and Lava.
They are going at it in this mid lane. Lava holding on to his spells, his ultimate as well for now. As here, I think actually dropped 2 plates in the top lane. Now, finally, we'll drop Timbers onto Denkato with the Ignite. And the Aurelion Soul really doesn't stack up in the 1v1 just yet. Lava again pushes the Cosmic Dragon back as here it picks up. I think that's the 3rd plate on just this push alone.
Yeah, and he came back to lane with the Sunfire Cape. As we do get the replay, really nice start to this fight. Ranger using that Sheen, using the ability damage to get B-Boy out of the ultimate and cleaning up. The confusing thing here is that Ranger didn't opt to ult out again. He just got beautifully CC changed. The all out, the Glacial Prison, Denkato hits him with the Morning Breath, and he's just dead to rights. And unfortunately, Los, they can't follow up. They're behind enemy lines. And so ultimately they trade 1-for-1, but Pain Gaming get the dragon.
They do get to 2-0 right now on the Hex Tech, so you don't want to give any more over as Wiser. Here it's not going to let him get away with this Ranger, sprinting up the river through the camouflage, finds the stun off the Spectral Mort, and there's no flash left for Wiser. He's got the Ghost though. Can they actually sew this one up? They don't find the knock-up. Another stun lands, and he is going to commit the summoners. They really want to find Cassante. Here it gets the job done. It was a little tricky, but they managed to find that, and here it keeps the push rolling. This top lane tower is going to be dropping before too long as Pain look for the counterplay on bot. Netuno loses half his HP. Lava's coming around the corner. Doesn't have his ultimate just yet, but they should be able to stay alive at least.
And just really mass credit to Lava. Game 1, he did the same thing on Trist. Game 2, he's covering for his bot lane, even though roaming for mid, as Carioca will be looking to maybe get something done. I really like Lava just covering these dives and absolutely dissuading them. At the end of the day, yeah, you do lose the turret, but Netuno and Xayah are safe. They don't give any more gold over. They give Hear It the top lane turret. They get first turret gold. Really smart play from Lava so far in game 1 and game 2.
Yeah, really being the enabler, doing what he needs to do to put his team in the right position as Wiser commits the all-out onto Hear It very early. Loses half his HP, but he has so much damage on those autos now, plus the healing. Hear It is just getting diced up by this Cassante. It's not enough to find the kill, but he will at least be free to farm a wave here.
And Trajan, my concern now is this Scion. Right, he got a whole boatload of gold. He's going to come back, yeah, almost with the near mythic ready to go. Who on the side of Pain Gaming is going to kill him? We've got a Gale Force Xayah, a Roa Aurelion Soul. There's no real percent health shred, no real armor penetration or magic pen. I feel like Hear It is going to walk in, take a bunch of cooldowns, take a bunch of damage, and laugh it off.
I think, yeah, we maybe would have preferred to see the Kraken Slayer, at least for B-Boy here, to really try and get through him. As now, Ranger and Xayah again, potentially threatening onto Pain, but Denkato, you can see the icon there, does have the Sky's Descend. He's got that empowered ultimate, and he's level 11. It will be very impactful when he chooses to drop that bomb. I imagine it might be potentially around this Herald, the Dragon up in 1 minute 30. Los Grandes hard committing this objective. Let's see if Payne wants to say something about it.
Denkato looking to not just wipe the dinosaurs, but wipe Los Grandes off the map right now. This Rift Herald fight is looking really juicy for Aurelion Sol here.
They're going to find the Herald for Los Grandes, but how will they head back to this mid lane? Lava wants to try and save this tower as B-Boy is chipping away at it. Here it will face tank through the black hole. They'll hold on to the objective, and Los Grandes, they get everything out of that. They pick up the wave for Natuno, they save the mid tower, they find the Herald. So all things told, pretty nice for that Los Grandes side, and now it's all about the Dragon. Don't give the Hextech Soul Point over to Payne this early, Los Grandes, before the 17-minute mark. That is going to be hell to play around later on.
Oh my god, can you imagine Hextech Soul with the Sky's Descent? I mean, that thing's gonna proc on every single member. I'm surprised Payne Gaming is playing so apprehensively, but I get the fact that they don't value the second Herald. They don't want to flip the fight. I think they're more willing to opt in for Vision, as now Lava is gonna die.
Oh my goodness, the 2v1 catch is critical for them. He's dead 15 seconds before the Dragon, and now there's not really a question as to whether Payne gets it. Lava's engage, and CC and AP damage is so important right now.
And Trajan, I think that is the number one moment we point to as to why we play Rakan, right? Like, that was just Rakan just bolstering that engage, just getting B-Boy in the position to take this, and now Ranger has to play hero. He's got to go in and try to steal it, but he's getting zoned off once again. Damage is doing work.
Doesn't have the ultimate, but it's still enough to dissuade Ranger from following through there. The Herald takes mid lane, but there it is, 3 Drakes for Payne Gaming. On the cusp of one of the strongest souls in the game. They've got 3 soul points to play with and plenty of time to reach that point. That is going to be niggling in the back of Los's mind all the way through this game. Every 5 minutes, they have to invest on that bot side of the map.
Yeah, and you can play around that very well. You can start pressuring Baron. You can do the Baron for one dragon trade, right? There's so much damage that can come out on the side of Payne Gaming. B-Voy and Denkato can burn this Baron pretty quickly, right? Once they hit that 2-item point. And so when this dragon comes up, they can just say, you know what? You have to take the Hextech Soul. You have to invest resources and pink wards, or sorry, red wards, control wards into this bottom side, and we'll just take the Baron for free. And Payne Gaming will make that trade 9 times out of the 10 here, as they have been able to slow the game down. The movement, the map play, once again, Los Grandes played well this early game, but Payne Gaming once again have just been able to come back and make this early game irrelevant.
Yeah, they've come out on top again. They've stabilized here, and now they have all the map control they need, as they are happy, as you said, to play at this slower pace. They've got the gold where they need it. They've got their carry scaling up. We'll see if they're able to find those game-winning fights from later on. I mean, they were able to outmaneuver Lost to steal Barons away without a Hextech Soul. When it was second Cloud Drake, they were able to make that trade work for themselves. So I dare say it's going to be even easier this time. And it's going to be up for Los Grandes to try and break back here. You mentioned they have this even more aggressive comp with the Annie, the Viego, the Sion, the Zeri. They can dive forward so aggressively, but they're just not being given opportunities to do so now.
Yeah, Payne Gaming is just not allowing it, right? The feathers, the damage peeling off, right? You have Wiser all outing potentially Ranger or even Natuno here. Hey, it's so disgusting to try to even get in on this composition, right? Even with Asol and his ability uses the Dark Star being able there to pull you in. I mean, God forbid you walk in and he gets a massive meteor onto your backline. It's rough for Los, and I think the window is closing. Payne Gaming dared them to end this game before 25 minutes, and it looks like Los isn't even trending towards that at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they're even going to be cracking inners maybe at the 25-minute mark at this point. Payne Gaming are just so very much in control of this map. Just pushing those waves in, absorbing gold, keeping it even for themselves, and maybe Denkato commits onto Zai. He flashes away the Lulu, ults himself, and there's a TP behind. There could be a re-engage to be made here. Watch for the Denkato ultimate. Still hasn't been committed. Here it on the front line now. Does get away from the root. Flashes to safety, and damages back in, and damages down to Ranger. There's the Sky's Descent, and they'll find Natuno on the front line. Abandoned is the Zeri, and a Rakan for Zeri trade. Payne will take that all day. Wiser goes in. Beautiful knock up onto Lava. Keeps the fight rolling as Hirit shot down under his tower. It looked playable for Lost, but Payne Gaming didn't give up, and they come out the winners.
Here it came in with the massive TP flank, but it just wasn't enough. Pain Gaming, it feels like you're trudging through molasses if you're lows. It's just so many slows, so much CC, so much everything. And now Ranger and Zai, they have to play hero. They have to try to steal this Baron, but Ranger is not even allowed to walk up, Trajan.
He's getting zoned out by B-Boy, the aggressive Featherstorm just to threaten the route. And Ranger, he had flash, he had ult, but did not have a way in. And look at that damage graph. 400 damage for Lava. Could get nothing done with the Annie once again. And compare that with Dinkado, over 3k. B-Boy over 4k. Those carries holding the gold on Pain are making that count in the fights.
And just look at how this fight starts off, right? The glacial prison into the flyby, drive-by by Dinkado. But then you see what happens. Damage charms nearly everybody on Los. And yeah, hear it, massive engage. But who do you have? Once again, there's nobody there. The Sky's Descent comes in, and that's where the cleanup duty goes to fruition. As now another fight potentially coming in. But Pain Gaming, they played that fight so well.
They absolutely did. Now they've got the Baron to play with. They can get extra lane pressure for this all-important Hextech Soul fight that's up in 20 seconds. And Wiser in those replays really stood out to me. Those in Tofo strikes knocking back Natuno. Damage finds its way onto the Zeri once again. He's been ulted by the Lulu and he's flashing away for now. He's going to survive just about. But out comes the ultimate. He's stunned. He's slow. Dinkado will burn him down with the Breath of Light. And they put all the eggs in a Natuno basket, and he's dead on the front lines for the second fight in a row. Lava will not be allowed to escape, and Ranger can only watch from the sidelines. Pain Gaming flicked the switch, and now they just can't lose these fights.
We were worried about the damage profile into Hear It. Pain Gaming, you said, know what? We'll just ignore him. We'll just kill Natuno. We'll kill Lava, and then we'll deal with the tank later. Like, it's so sad. As now Hextech Soul is on the menu, but Pain Gaming, they're like, you know what? Let's just end the game here. Let's take mid lane turret. Let's take mid inhib. If they give it to us, we'll take it as Ranger's going in. There's
a chance for resets here. He gets onto one side with the Rakan, finds the knockup. So why would you take a Rakan form instead of killing the Zaya and stealing the AD carry? A bit of a lapse of judgment in my mind as Natuno is just... He's losing a 1v1 to an Assault as a Zeri. This should not be, but this is the state of game that we are in. Should be Pain Gaming. Full control as Karaoke solos out the Hextech Soul as well. This is almost impossible once again for Los Grandes to break back.
They are down a lot of gold. They are going to climb up a treacherous hill. And at the top, you see them, at the top of the mountain, you see Aurelian Soul and B-Boy on the Zaya. Both of these guys performing exceptionally well. We had a little bit of a head scratcher on the A-Soul, but if Los don't pressure it, if they don't even do anything, I predicted 2 deaths for this guy in laning phase. I'm pretty sure he hasn't died once so far.
I don't think he even had 2 ganks. I think they had one at level 3, and that was it. And now he's 5-0-5, and we saw a repeat of that last fight, but an extra 2k damage from both Dinkado and B-Boy. They are accelerating so fast right now. They've cracked mid-inhib, a deep TP behind from Lava. Lost putting it all on the line here. Looking for Dinkado, looking for B-Boy, but Lava's running for the hills already. Here it's trying to follow up. But Los Grandes, again, 2 separated on the flank. It's game 1 all over again. Natuno with the lightning crash does get them damage down, but he can't find a way forward. B-Boy stepping up with the Hextech Soul is terrifying. And Los Grandes' final attempt is going badly wrong. Dinkado again drops the star on their head. And it's a double for B-Boy. The rest is a formality. Pain Gaming with another dominating win in this number 2. They're going to 2-0. Los Grandes could go from 3-0 yesterday to 0-3 today. They've got to find something and find it quick.
Oh, Pain Gaming. Game 1 looked close. Game 2 blown straight out the water. The A-Soul, the Zaya, the Rakan. If you give it to us, we'll take it. Pain Gaming up 2-0 in Trajan. We're on match point.
Already, we're